Well, one of the things we tried to address over the summer was, to look at our schedule and try to play a higher caliber schedule than we have in the past. Our program has grown so much in the past few years that we now feel that, we're ready to step on a field with anybody in the country. And one of the things we've done, we've upgraded it where we're going to be playing Johns Hopkins out of Baltimore, Maryland. Johns Hopkins, I believe, was either number 1 or number 2 in the country last year in Division III, and their preseason ranked at least number 4 in Division III. So we're excited about that. They're coming to our place. We feel when someone comes to our field, we can play with anybody, and we're excited about that. We want to show them that, we belong with the upper echelon Division III teams. Well, the easy thing to point out is the void. We lost 3 very, very good players, one being Joe Mahaly, who set the career record for ERA with our pitching staff. He was a 4-year letter winner for us. Matt Allen was our shortstop for 4 years, and Matt pretty much broke every offensive record there was to break, except for one, and that was done by his counterpart, Chris Disher, who was a center fielder. Those two pretty much set the stage for us for 4 years. Matty batted third and Chris Disher batted leadoff. So we got to replace them, and we've picked up some very, very good players. Leading that group are our 2 seniors, John Lightbody, who was an all-state closer last year for us, set the school record for saves in a season. And also along with him is Jason Gordon, 300 hitting second baseman for us, who again is a very quiet leader, but shows the younger kids how to play by examples. We are very junior heavy, which means if we do well this year, the sky's the limit for next year, and that's one of the things we're real excited about. But Mike Wasco is an all-state first baseman from Riverside High School. He's a junior for us now. He's a 6'4" power hitter in the middle of our lineup. Over on the other corner are 2 very, very good third basemen that we split between DH and third base. One of them being Chris Wedding, who batted .350 for us last year. Mark Asta, who made all-conference as a freshman 2 years ago, batting .425. In the outfield, we have the 2010 NJAC Rookie of the Year in Barry Larrow. Barry is a player who plays beyond his years. He's only a sophomore, but you would think he's a senior by the way he handles himself on a baseball field. Dan McGuckin in right field has a cannon for an arm. Danny batted over .400 as a freshman, batted .350 last year, made the All-State team. And the real beauty of this year is our depth. And a guy like Dan McGuckin, who throws the ball real hard, we're going to turn into a closer as well. So when John Lightbody graduates, we're going to have Dan McGuckin next year as a senior go right in and fill his shoes. So things are really starting to grow with this program in terms of depth and attitude and experience. With the freshmen, we have an outstanding left-handed pitcher in Adam Warburton. Adam comes to us from Washington Township High School, where he made the All-South Jersey team and a Carpenter Cup there. He's an outstanding left-handed pitcher. He'll definitely be in our rotation this first series, see how he does, and we'll go from there. Travis Mara is a real strong third baseman from Toms River. And we want Travis to get some experience playing a college position, and we're looking for big things from Travis Mara. By Mike Bush, who's a very, very fast center fielder for us. We're going to bat Mike at the top of the order. He's a straw that stirs the drink. As Mike Bush goes, just like Chris Disher, that's how our program's going to go. So we're really, really excited about those 3 freshmen coming into the program. Mike Ficcaro has been at St. Andrews in South Carolina for 2 years, and he comes to us as a junior now. And we're very excited about Mike coming in and taking over Matty Allen's place and bringing that leadership that comes from being a junior with a good college program. Yeah, and it borders on being cocky, and who do we think we are? We lost a lot of pitching last year through transfers and academics and injuries. Our number 1 guy, Chris Lavoie, is out with a torn labrum, and we had to replace him. So why would we be so cocky? And it's because of the group of kids that we have brought along now for 3 years. And again, like I said, we're junior heavy. We've been there. We've been to the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 years. We've won the ECAC title 2 out of the last 3 years. That's old news now. We need to kick the door in and go a little bit further. We need to make a statement in the NJAC playoffs. We need to fight for a regional bid, which is why we play Johns Hopkins and some of the better teams around the East Coast. We want to be up there with the upper echelon in our conference. Kane is by far the best team in the conference. They go to the World Series every year. They're a very, very well-coached team, very good athletes, and they're always the team to beat. Rowan has an exceptional pitching staff this year. I think we can hit with them, but I think their pitching staff is maybe even better than Kane's. So those two teams are the two teams to beat. After those guys, and again, it sounds cocky on our part, but I think we're as good as anybody. And I'd love to give those two guys a run for their money. That's a real good question. Our pitching did very well last year. Hitting did well last year. Defense is the big thing. We had 100 errors last year and still had a very good record, and we're ECAC champions. I can't imagine how far we would have gone with the pitching and hitting we had we not had 100 errors. Cut that in half, who knows, maybe we're going to the regions. A lot of times I need to pinch myself to remind myself where I came from and what I'm now doing. The day I got called and was offered the Stockton job was a very humbling day for me. And every once in a while when I get down and I'm ticked off about little things that go on that I'm not happy with, I got to revert back to that day, and I got to remember just how lucky I am to have that job. I'm lucky to be around these kids. I'll tell you what, the kids at Stockton are just amazing young people. Everybody you meet at Stockton has a good head on their shoulder, they're focused, they know what they want to do, and they're respectful. I'll tell you what, spending 2 hours with the kids out on the field brings it all back into focus.